Good evening, gentlemen. It's Mr. Ebenezer here. I hope you are doing well and you and your families continue to hang in there during this difficult period. I'm going to start this week's video message by giving some shout outs to boys who are being real Fulham boys and really enterprising during the last week or so. And I will ask you mums and dads to keep getting in touch with me if they think that you are doing something which is worthy of a shout out. But I'm going to start this week with Oscar Huff. And he's the first boy to have completed all the non-expedition parts of the Bronze Duke of Edinburgh Award from year 9. That means 3 months volunteering, 3 months skills and 6 months physical, all confirmed by his independent assessor. So well done, Oscar Huff. Tom Marsh in year 7 has been really helpful, really pulling his weight at home, getting on with his schoolwork, and he and his younger brother have been mail dropping flyers with vital information for all our vulnerable Hammersmith and Fulham neighbours. It lets them know that if needed, there's a team of volunteers who can go and get them shopping or medication or can make a friendly call to them. And they've even been delivering emergency meals for the most vulnerable. So well done, Tom and your brother. If you might have noticed in the email I sent out on Monday, we included some artwork. That's the artwork of the kind of artists of the week. And that's Jack Davis in year 7, Mason Nugent in year 8, and Dimitri in year 9. So well done, boys. That artwork was really quite something. I want to mention Paul in year 10, who has created a website for his karate club. And in addition to that, has been supporting local elderly members of the public, some of them with significant impairments. He's been getting them up and running using mobile phone technology, which has allowed them to keep in touch with their relatives at this challenging time. So well done, Paul. That's really, really good for those most vulnerable people. Jamal in year 10 has shown real initiative and enterprise. His Chromebook broke, but instead of using it as an excuse, he got in touch with Mr. Curtis, he's come to school to get it fixed, and he's really cracking on with his work. So well done, Jamal. And then I want to finish off by mentioning Janai in year 8, who has been doing some great maths work and has sent a video to Mrs. Delas about the maths work he's been doing. So well done, Janai, in year 8. Like I said, anyone else who feels that they deserve a shout out, please get in touch, because it's really encouraging to see you boys being really enterprising and being true Fulham boys. Now, every week, I give you a message which is based on our 3 pillars of boys, the Christian faith and enterprise. And this week, I want to talk to you about a gentleman called Derek Redman. And you probably maybe don't know him. I'm sure your mums and dads will know him. Because he was involved in one of the greatest Olympic moments of all time. And Nike used him in an advert in 2008 to kind of illustrate courage. And he's also been used many times to sort of explain and illustrate the real Olympic spirit. And he was an athlete. He's retired now. He was an athlete, and he did hold the British record for the 400-metre sprint. And he was a gold medal winner in the 4x400 metres relay at the European Championships and at the World Championships. But his career was blighted with injury. And in 1992, he went to the Olympic Games in Barcelona, and he was one of the favourites to get a medal. And in the 400-metre sprint, during the race, he tore his hamstring. It was in the semi-final heats, and he didn't want to give up, though. He felt it pop. He could have stopped. He could have felt sorry for himself, but he didn't. He was determined to finish the race. And so he limped around the track, but he couldn't do it on his own. And his father ran down from the stands and helped him to get to the finish line. It was an incredible moment. Here was this man who trained, and I'm sure some of you listening are athletes, and you know that the Olympics, they peaked, and they need to peak at the right time, and it comes around every 4 years. And here was this athlete who was one of the favourites to win a medal. He feels his hamstring go early on in the race. He's devastated, but he doesn't give up. He doesn't feel sorry for himself, and he's determined to finish the race. And his dad comes down. You can see him struggling. He's so proud of his son, probably more proud of his son than if he'd won the gold. He comes down from the stand and he helps him to finish the race. Now, I would say to you that there are at least 2 enterprise skills that are worth drawing from that inspirational man. The first is that kind of resilience, that can-do attitude, that perseverance, that I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to know when I'm beaten. I'm going to finish this off. And that's something, gentlemen, that we need desperately, isn't it? All the time, but particularly in this time, is this resilience. That I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm not going to say, oh, this is awful and my life's terrible and I can't believe this is happening. But I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to be gutsy and tenacious. And I'm going to keep making sure that I'm resilient and have that kind of positive can-do attitude. That's the first thing it says. But I remember speaking to you just before we left school for this coronavirus. And I said to you, I'd give you 12 pieces of advice. And one of those pieces of advice was this. I said to you, the bravest word a boy can sometimes use is help. And being resilient and having that can-do attitude and never giving in doesn't mean that we have to pretend that everything is brilliant all the time. It doesn't mean that we have to pretend that we are really strong all the time. Being resilient sometimes means I'm determined to do this, but I might need some help. And like Derek Redmond in that race, his father had to come down and help him. I want you boys to be those boys who ask for help. You're going to do it. You're determined to do it. But you're not too big to ask for help. And sometimes, I'm sure all of us, myself included, during this period of lockdown, there's been times when we've been full of energy and we've had this kind of real determination and everything, we're going to do this. And then there's other days where we felt quite flat. And I imagine at home, there's been days when Mum's been, oh, come on, we can do this. And other days she's been quite flat. And Dad's had a day when he's been like that. And you've had times when you've been up and down. And what we need to do then is to help each other, to encourage each other. So when you see somebody flagging or being down or needs to be G'd up, then you do that. And there's other days when you'll need people to do that for you. So we help each other. We support each other. We encourage each other. But also, none of us can do everything. So it's working out, isn't it? Now, at this time, when we come back to school, the things that we can, if you like, bring to the table, our skills, the way we can help people, and then thinking about the way other people can help other people. And so as a team, we can be so much better. So we haven't got to do everything ourselves because none of us are good at everything. But all of us can do something. And so I want you to really think about Derek Redmond. And I've included in this kind of video clip this week a YouTube clip, 2 YouTube clips of Derek Redmond. I encourage you to watch. It's quite inspirational. I think you'll enjoy it. Your mums and dads will definitely remember it. It's quite an iconic moment. So watch the video, watch both of them, and I think you'll be inspired by him. But use that then in your own life to keep going, to persevere, not to give up, but also to ask for help and be prepared to help other people. Which brings me to the Christian ethos. I'm going to give you a couple of verses. The one is found in Philippians. It's chapter 2 and it's verse 4, which says, "Let each of you not look to your own interests, but also to the interests of others." So see when someone needs help. And you ask for help when you need it and help each other. Don't be selfish and just all about yourself. And then the other verse is in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2, and it says, "Bear one another's burdens." We've all got burdens, haven't we? We've all got things that we struggle with. All got things that weigh heavy on us. Well, help each other out. Carry each other's burdens sometimes. And when you are strong and feeling strong, well, you help other people. But then when you're feeling weak and you want to keep going, but you need some help, well, ask for help at those times. But the most important thing, I think, is in Psalm 46 verse 1, where the psalmist says, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." So I would encourage you, gents, to ask God to help you. because I believe he's the one who can help us the most. I hope you're okay. Watch that video of Derek Redman, and you can tell me what you think about it when I see you next, which I hope will not be too long. Take care, boys. Be good for your mums and dads. Cymeroval.